Lucknow will see another top two aspirant, RCB, in action against the already eliminated Sunrisers Hyderabad. Bengaluru last took the field on the 3rd of May. That's when they won. They're coming off a series of wins. Very high on confidence, but perhaps a touch rusty. They haven't been on the field for a while.
I mean, we were saying the same thing about Mumbai, that they were a touch rusty and they didn't look rusty.
They weren't, yeah.
So it's one of those things. Sometimes a break rejuvenates you. Yeah. I think that's the point, that the important thing for Bengaluru is to be able to win this match and put it away, because they're also in 17. The big clash then becomes Punjab versus Mumbai. Yeah. Because if Punjab lose against Mumbai, then RCB will be fairly sure that they have a much easier chance to get through.
Right, let's take a look at the squad. Phil Salt is very much there. Kohli's runs are a big plus. Tim David finishing well, and then there's Shepherd as well. Who bats at number 3 for you in this lineup, Mr. Mbangwa?
Virat Kohli bats with Salt, and I wonder if Agarwal actually does come in and play. In thinking about that, he comes in as a replacement. Remember that he came on as he might come in and play. I don't think it'd be such a bad call to have him come in and bat at number 3.
Yep.
And they want to elongate that. It's unfortunate for Rajat Patidar that he's injured. He just found some form and was going quite nicely there. And they also won't be happy to lose him, particularly with that form. But yeah, I don't think they would like to disrupt the way that things were going. So everybody else will kind of stay in their positions, and it was working quite well. And Agarwal, he's experienced, been around a long time, played for India, talented guy. It's an opportunity for him as well. And in this time where they haven't played, they've probably practiced quite a bit.
Yeah.
And there'd have been a whole lot of time for him to kind of get into his work somewhat. It's difficult to simulate playing conditions, but as I say, he has the experience, and so he'll be champing at the bit to make sure that he gets in and makes some sort of an impact.
I totally agree. The big thing you were saying is, I'm a set team. You know, exactly like all the top teams are now set. You see Mumbai, you know who's going to come 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because a player is injured at 3, the moment I try and say, I'm going to shift people upwards or downwards, I've destroyed all the carefully laid sort of harmony that I have. So I'll do nothing. I'll take out Padikkal, put in Mayank Agarwal and say, everything, business as usual. Let's get on with it.
Hazelwood isn't back yet, and that means an opportunity for SRH. And their batters did a fair job in that last game. The other good piece of news for SRH is that Travis Head will be in action, Joy.
I think Travis Head needs to be in action. It'll be interesting because I think Abhishek Sharma really got runs, really got going finally. And I think what he did last match showed you how destructive they can be, because though he got out at 59, what he had done is he had made a mockery of the chase. And he brought the target down to such a level, then after that they could afford to cruise. And I think that's why they need Head again back, and they'll want to give something to their fans. They'll also want to show that, because remember, all these guys are also playing for next year. All of them. Please don't forget that retention is it depends on the franchise, not on the player. So it's a one-way decision. A franchise can decide to retain or not retain you. A player has no choice. So you want to impress those guys out there.
I love that.
Sure.
Yeah, I love that, because we have our mole here who has been right in the system, so he's well aware of all of that. And many times, many people are sort of always asking that question out there. And you might even say of a guy who's done half decently, why wouldn't they retain him with all that talent? And it's purely a decision on the planning of the franchise. And so, yeah, there's always something to play for.
Does Shami come back in against a very dangerous RCB batting lineup? Shami versus Virat will be fun to watch.
Yeah, I think Shami playing in UP, I mean, that's his home state. He's from Moradabad. I would throw Shami back just to see where he is, and they need to have a very good look at him before next year, because they want to see where his fitness is at. Is he ready? Is he going to be this thing? I would throw Shami in definitely, because he's a classy bowler. This is a match where they have nothing to lose. I want him to go and do something.
How about the pace-off variety of someone like a Jaydev Unadkat who's joined the squad?
Yes, back. Many choices. Who plays will just simply be according to what their preference is and what they might be discussing within the squad on the day. Looking at kind of next year or next season, in that regard with these experienced bowlers, they'll know who they want and who they don't. And a year is a long time, particularly with the more experienced players. So you kind of have to wait and be closer to the time to see what's happening, what they're up to post here, rather than right now. So I think more along the lines of, here's your home state, you play because you're at home and you're the big dog here. That's the way you'd go.
There is also the other option of adding some more leg spin variety of Rahul Chahar against Virat Kohli. That could be a matchup as well. Lots to think about, lots of matchups. Remember, RCB haven't yet lost an away game this season. This one is, of course, against the SRH at the Ekana Stadium in Lucknow. Players to watch out for, one each.
Okay, I'm going to take a left field one for SRH. I'm going to go Zishan Ansari.
Nice.
Because again, you know what his home team is in the UP franchise. It's the Lucknow Falcons.
Okay.
So yeah, I'd like to see him bowl well. And if I'm looking from the other side, which is the RCB side, I'd want Mayank Agarwal to have a good hit, because I think if Mayank Agarwal somehow can get 30-40, do well out there, a lot of their headaches would be gone out.
Yeah, Phil Salt and Abhishek Sharma.